Hi folks, Greeting Grumpy here. I'm going to do a real quick tutorial for you on a super easy compost bin that anybody can build. You don't need any tools, you don't need any special handyman type knowledge. I certainly don't have any. This is the system that I've been using in my backyard for about a year now, and I really like it. And let's real quick go through the benefits and drawbacks so that you can decide if this is a good method for you. Okay, first of all, it's very low maintenance. If you are the type of person who doesn't want to work on your compost and spend much time on it, tossing and watching it and monitoring it, this is perfect. And that is me, and if that's you, this is for you. It's cheap. You don't have to buy any fancy tumbler bins that are hundreds of dollars. You just get some pre-cut wire fence rolls at your local hardware store like Lowe's. Home Depot has something like this. Well, Lowe's definitely does. I don't know about Home Depot. And it does not cost a lot, and it lasts a long time. There's really no smell. If you have found that your old compost bin was sticky like mine was, this one gets lots of airflow, and even though it's completely open, you really don't smell it. It holds a lot of stuff. I produce a lot of stuff, especially in the fall. There's like tons of leaves and branches and lots of garden stuff, and I just didn't have enough room with my old compost bin, and this one, I've got two of these, they hold a lot of stuff, and that's great. Drawbacks, it is slow. If you want fast compost, this is not going to be for you. It does take longer because you're not doing much with it and you're just going to let it sit there. So if you're in a hurry, then this might not be the best method. It is hard to keep it moist because it's completely open. It totally drains out really fast. But you know, that's probably one of the reasons why it's slow, but it also is one of the reasons why it doesn't smell. Critters may get into it. If you're worried about that, I personally don't care. I'm pretty sure some raccoons have gotten into my bin, but you know, if they want to scavenge around in there once in a while when I'm not around, I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. But if you're concerned about that, that could be an issue. All right. Let us get into what you need. All you really need is this galvanized hardware cloth. They come in these nice prepackaged sizes that are perfect for what you need. If you get the 3 feet high ones and 10 feet long, if you can find those, I'm pretty sure you can buy them online if you can't find them locally. That seems to be a perfect size and pre-cut, and which is nice because this wire is pretty thick and it would be difficult to cut it on your own. You can get some mini bungees. That's what I used. I find them very helpful to hold it all together, but you could also just find something else, some twine or rope or something to hold this together if you didn't want to buy or didn't have mini bungees. So first thing you need to do is you're going to have to lay this thing out and stretch it out and relax it. It is very tight when you first buy it and it wants to whip back into that roll, so please be careful. Wear heavy duty gloves. If you have a friend to help you, that would be helpful too. The ends are very sharp, and if you lose hold of one end and it whips back on you, it could really hurt you. So be careful. Leave it as long as you can. If you could leave this for 24 hours, that would be ideal because it really does take a while to relax and then be in a state where you can work with it. So once it has relaxed, all you need to do is stand it upright, overlap it as much as you want. If you don't overlap it at all and stretch it out the entire way, you have a pretty big compost bin, which is probably maybe slightly larger than you're going to want. Like I said, 3 feet by 3 feet. 3 feet wide by 3 feet tall is kind of ideal. So yeah, so you might want to just overlap the wire a little bit on one side where it's connecting. And then you use your bungees and attach it so that it doesn't keep trying to open up. And that's really all you need to do, or you know, tie it with some wine or attach it with some twine or wire, is what I was trying to say, or whatever you're going to use. And then all you need to do is set it wherever you're going to use it, next to your garden, and start throwing things in. If you have never composted before and you're not really sure how to do that or what you should throw in, basically all you're going to do is layer things in. You can put a layer of food scraps, and then I usually like to keep some wood chips or some dry leaves in a trash can, a lidded trash can where they'll stay dry, and kind of layer those in whenever I have a nice thick layer of food scraps. You can also throw in some garden dirt from time to time because that's got critters in it that will help get things going in your compost bin. And that's really about it. But if you'd like some more advice on composting and what you should and should not throw in your compost bin, there are definitely some do's and don'ts. And you can check out greenandgrumpy.com, and I've got some composting articles on there that you can read for more information about getting started with composting. So if you want to check out and see, this is what my compost bin looked like at the end of last season. By November, I'd completely filled it up with all the dead stuff from the garden and so on and so forth. And then I capped it off with a nice thick layer of wood chips, which I can get free from the city where I live. And then I just left it, and I did not do anything else with it. And it has broken down throughout the winter and summer, and here's what it looks like. This is what it looks like now. On the right there is what it looks like by June, and as you can see, it has broken down quite a bit. But it still is not really usable as compost yet. There's still a lot of twigs and things in there that are not fully composted. So this could take, up to 2 years for this to fully compost. Once I closed off, I should have mentioned in November of 2019 when I closed off the bin, I started my second bin, and then I just started filling that one up. That one's getting pretty full, so pretty soon I'm going to have to figure out maybe a third bin or something. That's basically it. If you would like to visit me at greenandgrumpy.com for lots more information on composting do's and don'ts, or I also have lots of information about recycling do's and don'ts and other green and sustainability ideas for everyday living, feel free to visit me there. I appreciate that you've taken the time to look at this, and I also am more than happy to answer questions. If I can answer them, I will do so. And have fun with your new compost bin. Happy composting. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.